For more than a decade, one truck became the backbone of Britain's transport fleets, a hand-built lorry from a small Cheshire town that took on the might of Europe and won a place in thousands of yards across the country. When it launched, the company that built it was gambling its future on a radical new cab, and the early days were rocky enough to push ERF into the red. But what followed was one of the great British truck success stories. This is the story of the ERF B Series, the truck that secured ERF's place as Britain's leading independent. The Sandbach factory operated on a scale far removed from the massive assembly lines of continental competitors. Yet this independent Cheshire builder was preparing to challenge the giants of the transport world. This was no gradual transition. ERF staked its entire survival on a single, unproven platform. To fail meant complete collapse. But instead of a quiet exit, the B Series established itself as an indispensable workhorse, proving that a specialised, low-volume manufacturer could define the standard for British road haulage during a decade of fierce industrial upheaval. In 1933, 63-year-old Edwin Richard Foden walked away from his family's steam wagon business. While his partners remained wedded to steam, Foden was convinced that diesel was the future of road transport. He established ERF in Sandbach, Cheshire, building the company's first chassis, numbered 63 to match his age, on a philosophy of uncompromising quality. ERF rejected mass production. Instead, the Sandbach factory hand assembled its own robust chassis and cabs, pairing them with the finest bought-in components. Using engines from Gardner, Cummins and Rolls-Royce served as a deliberate formula to guarantee reliability, turning outsourced power into a signature strength. This bespoke engineering earned the respect of drivers and fleet operators alike. Having built a reputation for dependability through the successful LV and A Series models, ERF now faced a defining challenge: how to deliver a worthy successor. In September 1974 at the Earl's Court Motor Show, ERF unveiled its answer. The new B Series introduced a novel cabin design known as the SP Cab, short for steel and plastic. Instead of a traditional all-steel structure, ERF engineered a high-strength steel skeleton, wrapping it in glass fibre and advanced sheet-moulded compound panels. This hybrid construction delivered immediate practical advantages for operators. It resisted the rot and rust that systematically destroyed rival cabs on salt-strewn British roads. Because the composite panels weighed far less than pressed steel, the B Series could carry significantly more payload on every run. If a driver scraped a wall or had a collision, fleet mechanics could quickly swap out individual damaged sections rather than performing expensive panel beating, keeping repair costs low and downtime to a minimum. Visually, the B Series was a revelation. Alongside the aging, rounded lines of the previous A Series, this new cab looked sharp, crisp and uncompromisingly modern. For a small manufacturer in Sandbach, Cheshire, it represented a masterclass in clean, forward-thinking industrial design, sparking a wave of immediate optimism. As the first production B Series chassis rolled out of Sandbach in the spring of 1975, ERF's bold gamble met the unforgiving realities of early manufacturing. The new steel and plastic cab, so brilliant in concept, proved incredibly difficult to build at scale. Factory workers struggled to achieve consistent production quality with the new sheet-moulded compound panels. Early road trials and customer deliveries quickly exposed the limits of the untried technology. Adhesives failed, panel bonds yielded under severe temperature changes, and water began finding its way into the brand new cabs. In the transport depots, fleet operators grew cautious, reluctant to risk their livelihoods on an unproven design that was still being sorted out in active service. Orders slowed to a crawl. This internal crisis unfolded against the backdrop of a brutal mid-1970s British recession, marked by soaring inflation and industrial decline. For a massive multinational competitor, a slow product launch was a temporary setback. For a small, family-owned independent like ERF, it was an existential threat. The massive capital investment poured into developing the SP Cab had emptied the company's reserves. In the financial year from 1975 to 1976, ERF posted a catastrophic pre-tax loss of £118,000. It was a staggering blow that reverberated through the Sandbach offices. On the shop floor, the quiet fear was that the proud Cheshire builder had overreached, staking its entire history on a dream that might ultimately destroy it. Once the Sandbach engineers perfected the bonding process for the sheet-moulded compound panels, the B Series rapidly transformed from an existential risk into a commercial triumph. The recovery was swift and decisive. In the 1977 to 1978 financial year, ERF rebounded from its losses, posting a pre-tax profit of £1.7 million. To build on this momentum, the company launched the Trailblazer marketing campaign in 1978. Armed with the proud slogan, "The best of buying British," the campaign became the public expression of renewed confidence, proving that a homegrown independent could out-engineer continental giants. Operators responded in droves. By 1979, ERF's profits soared to nearly £3 million. In a striking turnaround, the very truck that had threatened to destroy the family-run firm became the bedrock of its greatest era, cementing its place as the undisputed backbone of British road transport. It remains a tribute to a time when a small Cheshire builder took the ultimate gamble on innovation and won. Subscribe for more British industrial history with a new video every 3 days. Inside the cab, drivers found a workspace tailored to the realities of long-haul trucking. The low engine cover and clear Smith's instrument layout offered a clean environment that easily rivaled continental imports. On the road, the B Series delivered a strong ride, excellent visibility and exceptionally good braking, all managed through a 9-speed Fuller gearbox. For overnight runs, the Jennings sleeper conversion was so well integrated that it looked like part of the original design rather than a bolt-on. This day-to-day usability drove fleet decisions. Operators bought the B Series for its corrosion-proof cab, reliable local dealer support, and absolute faith in the Gardner engine. Ultimately, it went as well as it looked. By the mid-1970s, British roads faced a massive influx of advanced Scandinavian imports. The turbocharged Volvo FS88 and the heavy V8 Scania 140 offered immense horsepower, rapidly rewriting operator expectations. ERF met this invasion head-on. Rather than relying on mass-produced flash, the B Series championed hand-assembled precision and practical durability. It held the line for British manufacturing, proving that a specialised Cheshire builder could match continental giants on pure merit. Beyond the home market, B Series units shipped to challenging operations in Australia, Africa and the Middle East, securing ERF's standing at home and abroad. The 1981 C Series was essentially a refined B Series, carrying its structural foundation forward to meet a new decade. This SP cab philosophy carried through to the E Series and beyond, securing the weight-saving advantages and long-term durability that kept ERF independent and competitive in a changing market into the 1990s. Today, preserved B Series trucks active on the vintage rally circuit keep this proud industrial history tangible. These beautifully restored vehicles show how a frightening gamble became the foundation of ERF's golden era. Today, the B Series stands as a monument to British resolve, proof that a bold gamble can rewrite industrial destiny. It remains a masterclass in survival. Subscribe for more stories of engineering pride with a new video every 3 days.